Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Craft Parenting Podcast. A podcast where I am literally strung up by Christmas lights. And where the host is strung up by Christmas lights by the co-host. No, it's...
Love you.
It's actually the podcast about two Cincinnati craft beer lovers with a parenting problem. And thank goodness this is the final day of Beervent. I say thank goodness because if you've been with us since December 1st, when we first started, you would have noticed that we've gradually gotten more ridiculous in our decor.
More festive.
That's one way to put it.
Please and thank you. I have shiny hair today.
Yes. So we are the Craft Parenting podcast about two Cincinnati craft beer lovers with a parenting problem. My name is Joe. This is my lovely wife and co-host, Caroline.
Merry Christmas / Happy New Year, because this is going to post after Christmas.
Yeah. So this is day 25. So this is meant to be drank. This beer is meant to be drank on Christmas. By the way, if you want to know about Higher Gravity's Beervent calendar, as I mentioned, go back in the audio feed or the video feed to December 1st. And we talk all about it and what it is and why it is and how it is and why it's awesome.
It's the best.
So without further ado, and before I get electrocuted, what is beer 25 for day 25?
What? Today, Higher Gravity gave to us a Zywiec Porter. I did not think about how to pronounce this when I filled out the doc.
It's Polish, right?
It is Polish. It is Z with a little line over it, which I have not seen before. Ywiec. I'm going with Zywiec.
I don't know anything about Polish pronunciations.
I don't either. But the Baltic Porter owes its intense color and distinctive taste to 4 types of malt. And it tastes best at the temperature of 48 to 52 degrees Fahrenheit.
I don't think we got to that.
I don't know if we did either.
I think it's colder.
We did. It has been chilling or like warming up on the table for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think it's warm enough to do that, to make a difference. And of course, we have the festive glassware, which says it's the most wonderful time for a beer. It has this is probably not the proper glassware for a stout. Nevertheless, I like it.
It's the wide mouth can cup. I like these a little bit better than the skinny tall ones.
I do too, actually.
It's different. I have our Seeing Colors glass to kind of match it.
Yeah, we have the same style glassware. If you got this on porter, if you got this on draft, if it is on draft, you would probably get the wide, round, short cups.
And this is actually a 0.5 liter bottle. So, woohoo! And the color is 4 raindrops, and the bitterness is 4 hop cones per the bottom of the back of the bottle.
There's the description. Did you know there was a description?
It's in the doc.
Yep. So they say this excellent stout brewed in Zywiec since 1881 is a brew for connoisseurs.
That's even older than you.
Its flavor and health-giving properties have been known and appreciated by generations of beer lovers. And this is the part of the show where my lawyers need to remind you that we are not experts in health or wellness.
Nope. We are not legal, financial, medical, or tax advice.
Yeah. So, but apparently this brewery is, they're the ones that say health giving properties.
Yeah. They claim that. We do not. It's really nice. It's a little more bitter than I'm used to with the porter, but it's still super malty and very roasty, and I am going to be enjoying this. If I don't finish it during the episode, I will definitely be finishing it as I start to panic wrap presents.
Yeah, for the panic wrap. Not to mention the building stuff, which we can't do until the kids are asleep.
Yeah, I can't do that till the kids are asleep tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, not to date ourselves, but
yeah. I mean, I would date myself because I'm pretty awesome, but that's just me.
So humble.
I would date you too.
So humble too.
I'm the most humble person I know.
Yes. It said thick, creamy foam.
I mean, it's like a light tan kind of foam. It's thick in portions. I mean, maybe if I would have poured it, if I would have poured it violently, it would definitely have a thick, creamy foam. But I proper pour stuff because I've been trained.
I kind of get a little bit of creaminess. I don't know if that's like a flavor thing that they were trying to say, or if they were just trying to describe the head. But I do get a little bit of creamy, like smoothness to it. The bitterness is there, but it's not the first thing you taste. It's the aftertaste.
Yeah, like with the 4 hop cones of bitterness, I'm like, what are you guys doing? And then I had to remind myself this was Poland. They're not doing like triple dry hopped, like dank bomb IPAs over there.
No, they are definitely not.
I want my IPA to smell like I've been smoking weed all day. I don't think they do that in Poland.
They most certainly do not. What little I know about Poland is that they are, that is not their style. This is a sipper for sure.
It definitely is.
You could definitely taste the alcohol.
Did we say the percentage? I think we did, but I don't know.
9.5%.
Yeah, it is a big boy.
Definitely a sipper. Definitely meant for for a blizzard, which in Poland you'll get that, I'm sure. Cincinnati, not so much, unfortunately. It's supposed to be mild, as they say.
Yeah.
Of course, it's like 50, but that's like the high or something.
It's supposed to be warm. Unseasonably warm after we were unseasonably cold.
I know. That's so
my nose
sad.
does not like it.
So sad. I just want a white Christmas. I think, didn't we get that one year recently with the kids?
Maybe. I got the kids sleds.
Barely.
Yeah, I got the kids inflatable sleds this year because I got them super cheap, and it was like one's a hippo and one's a unicorn. Like those are right up our kids' alleys / my alley. And it's like we only got to go play in the snow once last year. So when we bring the things home, the kids are like, "Can we go play with them now?" And I'm like, "Dude, do you see any snow on the ground?" No, we cannot.
I mean,
they're for just in case / when it does finally happen.
Yeah, I mean, I always remember it being bad like in February, like January,
February and sometimes March.
Polar vortex is like January.
Late January, yeah, sometime in February. Because like we got snowed in with Elliot for a hot second. Right after he was born, they were kicking us out of the hospital. They were trying to kick everybody under the sun out of the hospital before the storm hit. So they wouldn't be trying to discharge people in the middle of the storm.
I mean, that was a little overblown, but...
It was. But I mean, you never know.
It did snow, for sure.
It did. Now I got a weather guy that I listen to that I trust. That does a little bit better with the... Cincinnati is in a river valley and very hard to predict what the weather's going to be. He does a pretty good job of getting it right.
But you're right. The hospital people were like, yeah, you're fine. I mean,
You already got a kid at home. You're good to go. And we're like, but we didn't bring him home. We didn't bring her home when she was this young. We brought home a 2-week-old, not a 2-day-old.
I don't even think he was 2 days old.
We were discharged before he was 48 hours old.
Yeah.
Now, if we went to like a birthing center, we could get sent home when he's like 6 hours old. But epidural, my best friend. So that was not an option.
I don't know why we're talking about this, but
Snow. We talked about snow. And of course that means we're going to talk about Elliot. So about the Zywiec I don't know. Brewery. It was established by Archduke Frederick Habsburg in 1856 in the heart of, it's the name of the freaking valley, so good luck, everybody. Zywiec Valley, whose brewing traditions date back to the Middle Ages. The excellent quality of its products and its yearly production growth has greatly expanded the circle of Zywiec beer devotees. The brewery launched export activities way back in 1913, when total exports of Zywiec beer accounted for 21.3% of its overall output. That is a very specific percentage. I feel like you can just say like about 20% and call it good. We don't have to get to 21.3.
they're very precise in Poland.
Yeah, in that region, they can be very, very precise. The brewery, which had survived the World War II and the difficult post-war period, became one of Europe's most modern beer-producing facilities in the 1990s. I want to point out they also survived World War I, but I can understand why World War II would be more of a bullet point in their history. Zywiec, Poland's best Pilsner-type brew, which if you type in Zywiec in Google, it's the first thing that pops up, is this light brew. Because I'm like, that ain't what we're drinking. It's a Pilsner-type brew with a 5.6% alcohol content and 12.5% Balling scale extract content. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Brewed for generations under the watchful eyes of master brewers, has won numerous awards and has been held up as a glowing example worldwide. Bearing the original label, which depicts a couple of Polish folk dancers, it is the most famous brand and the official trademark of the entire brewery. There is no other beer in Poland brewed under the same label for half a century. Zywiec was the first Polish brand to be awarded the Brand to Watch title at British edition of Super Brands. It was also 2 times awarded the Polish edition of Super Brands event and is a gold medal winner at the 2007 World Beer Championships, the oldest international beer competition in America. So, yeah, they only list 2 beers, the Zywiec beer and the Zywiec Porter, on their ZywiecUSA.com website.
Okay. That might be the only ones you can get.
Is very possible.
On the bottle, it does have the trademark symbol. To let you know that it's trademarked. It's also on the label as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see that. It's like imprinted.
That's a pretty cool bottle.
Yeah, this is a sipper for sure. I'm having a trouble like drinking it so quickly. It's very heavy,
Which is good because it's going to slow you down with that. We say 9.5%?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, it's almost. It tastes like it could be 12%.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising that it's only 9.5% for sure. It's a lot. There's a lot of character in this beer. You can tell it's been perfected over the last, I guess, 200 years almost.
Yeah.
But it's a good beer. I don't know that I could drink it by myself. This is like a bottle share type beer.
Yeah. Like definitely splitting this is the way to go.
Man, maybe split it 4 ways.
I mean, I will take half of what you're drinking if you want me to.
Wow.
but the presents are going to get more creatively wrapped as the night goes on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow, this is a great beer.
It is.
It has so much flavor and character.
It's a great way to end Beervent.
It's like the perfect conclusion to Beervent.
And now I'm sad because Beervent's over.
Oh, yeah.
But I have a box that I get to take back to Higher Gravity and annoy some people. So.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I did all of this. Most of this can travel.
Most of it can be, yeah. That
I mean,
is
really,
true.
all of it can travel. It's just a matter of whether or not I have an outlet. Yeah. But they did have cameras before. I don't know if they have cameras now. I don't think they do because they don't reference them anymore. But
Well,
I can still take pictures.
we can bring cameras.
We can.
We have a phone, so
Is the storm supposed to pull out my creepy laugh again?
no.
Does it make you nervous?
A little bit, yeah. It's a creepy laugh. I mean, it creeps me out.
Mm-hmm.
So you do a good job. Is there anything else you wanted to say about Beervent in general? Like we went through 25 days of this.
We did. And I don't know. Like right now, this is my favorite beer because it's the one that's in front of me. Like I have legitimately enjoyed all of these beers. So I can't, like, it's hard to pick a favorite. And I think last year we tried to do like a weekly recap that lasted like maybe 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think I killed it because one of the times I was supposed to do a recap, I was recording by myself.
Yeah. Technically, I killed it because I didn't show up.
Yeah, there's also that. It'd be interesting to see how many episodes I did solo last year versus this year, if it was both 3. Because it was 3 this year, and see if that trend continues as we do these like daily ones. I guess we'll find out next year what happens with that. I kind of would be interested in like getting another Beervent box too, like try and get a Beervent box from somewhere else, but we would not treat it the same way. Like it'd be the Higher Gravity Beervent box is an episode a day, and like the other one would be like maybe by January 10th we have opened up all of the beers.
I don't know. That's a lot of content.
Well, I wouldn't like we wouldn't do content with it. We would just be like, we can just chill and sit by the fire and drink them and not do like this. But I enjoy doing this. It makes us sit down and drink beer and think about it and talk about it. And it's a great excuse to spend like $25 at Dollar Tree.
Which is exactly what we need to do.
Yep. Totally. Hey, it's either that or I spend way more money at Michael's. You choose.
Well, I would prefer the Dollar Tree, but I would prefer nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I did send you a video of, we talked about him last 2 episodes ago, I think. Charlie, he's a content creator.
Charlie Barons? Yeah, we talked about that like 3 episodes ago.
Yeah, the algorithm found me, so he showed up in one of the reels.
Yeah.
And it was him and his wife shopping.
Yeah, she's a really great lady. She also plays the Midwestern mom with the Holderness family. So she might live in South Carolina, but like they all travel all the time. And so she'll be in like their videos where she's like being like super Midwestern. They're like, why are you being so nice to me? Like, why are you going to send your husband over to fix something? Like, no, we don't need your husband to come over and like bring a bunch of food with him. And it's like, well, this is what we do. Like,
but yeah, so they were shopping and he was just like shutting everything down. Like, you don't need to spend that money. Everything's overpriced. No, don't buy it.
And she got him a cute reindeer hat that he refused to wear.
I know.
For more than like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was really funny. It was really well done. And then at the end, she's like, you know what? You've shut down everything that I've done.
You go take care of it then.
You take care of it. And then at the end, there's like a cut scene where he's at the hardware store.
The Fleet Farm. Not Farm and Fleet. Fleet Farm. Both exist. Neither of them are around us, but I know about both of them because...
He just gets like a duct tape?
Yeah, he just puts like 10 rolls of duct tape in the cart and says, sweet, everybody's got presents now.
It was really well done.
Which is totally something your dad would do.
Yeah. Like, it's like totally like I see my dad in that for sure.
Well, so we did a white elephant gift exchange at family Christmas, at one of the family Christmases. And I wrapped all of our stuff in not Christmas stuff because I'm like, I have all of this not Christmas stuff that I need to use. And it's a white elephant gift exchange. Like, go crazy. We gonna do it. And there was a package that was wrapped in dog paw print paper. And he picked it up. And that present got stolen like 10 times. And I ended up with it at the end.
Well, he knew about the psychology of my family.
Yeah, which really...
His family.
Elliot ended up with it. Because Elliot picked one of the things that we had brought as his thing. And I'm like, okay, we're going to give that to somebody else. I don't want this in our house.
It was not child appropriate.
It was not child appropriate. It was like the one not child appropriate gift. And of course he's like, this one's mine.
Yeah.
But all he wanted was the dog print bag or the dog print box, which your dad had bought.
Yeah.
It contained like an inflatable Hulk and Spider-Man like punch balloon. And the boppums, like the inflatable things you put on your hands so you can beat people up, except it's like the cheapy version of it. So of course, at least one of them got popped, but it was 2 sets of those. So I'm like blowing up these fists and I'm like, just go have at it. And then the kid, like Elliot starts punching somebody. I'm like, just so you know, like you punch him, he can punch you back. Like only dish out what you can take.
He's punching like a 13-year-old.
Yeah, he's punching. Yeah. They are like 13. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They were babies.
13 years ago they were.
Man.
Anyway, I remember watching like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network and all that. Mm-hmm. And this was probably late 90s. The stuff that my dad got Elliot, the
boppums. I don't remember.
Boppums. That was one of those commercials like call 1-800-555-555.
Yeah.
3 payments in 1995.
Well, no, I think you could get them in the stores. I don't think it was like a mail order, like call kind of thing. But they had so many commercials for them because it was like you could beat up your friends without actually beating up your friends. And of course,
I swear it was one of those.
One of the teenagers used it and punched a little too hard and popped a hole in it.
Of course.
Yeah. And then when we got home, Elliot's like, where's my present? And we're like, we left it at Oma and Opa's house. You can play with it on Christmas Eve. Like, it'll be fine.
We're going there 4 times in 4 days. It's going to be
4 times in a week.
Whatever.
Sunday. Some of these days have already happened. Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. 4 days in a week we will be at their house.
Potato.
Yeah. Which is why we have a slightly different table than usual. I mean, I don't know how much you can tell on camera, but this is a very different table than the one we usually use.
It is extremely different.
It is. But it's great for entertaining. We have so much room for activities. Yeet.
Okay. What did you throw? The penguin again?
No, the snowman.
Oh my goodness.
He needed a turn. He was feeling left out.
Okay. No more yeeting.
That was the penguin.
Before someone gets a concussion, like actually, because if you know Caroline, she doesn't really have.
I am very accident prone.
She doesn't have any really athletic abilities, so she could.
Hey, I can run. I need to start training again now that I don't have like 20,000 sicknesses.
True. But I mean, like throwing ability, like baseball, football.
Yeah.
Like, you could very well hit me on the. You could very well like accidentally throw it at my face. That's what I was getting at.
I like to think that the physics in my brain works well enough that I can do an okay job, but it doesn't always work out like that.
Okay, well, how does the alcohol weigh into that physics equation?
It makes me way better.
Oh, yeah?
And way more awesome.
Okay. Because you drink and you know things.
I do. And I have a sign that says that somewhere. Eventually we'll find it and it'll sit on the table.
I think it used to.
Well, it used to sit on the desk.
It used to, like, it's used to, before we did video, so it didn't matter, but you used
No, it's set over there.
I thought we recorded with it a couple of times.
I don't think so. Maybe we did. I don't know. It's in the house somewhere. But my more important thing right now is wrapping Christmas presents, which I need to get started on because there's a lot of them. Santa might have gone a little crazy this year, so there might be more mom and dad gifts than usual. Because I try to do like 50-50 or like 60-40 between mom and dad and Santa. Because like Santa's not going to bring you an Xbox. Like mom and dad will bring you an Xbox.
You want that credit.
Well, like, and like, I don't think our kids are necessarily going to like have this problem with like the schools that they're going to go to, but still, like, how do you explain to somebody that like, well, I got a PlayStation 5 for Christmas from Santa, but then like little Julie over here, she got like a knockoff doll from Santa because that was all Santa could afford to give her. Like the big presents, like the expensive presents come from mom and dad because that's our budget. Santa gives you toys that are like not super smart.
I don't know. Xboxes aren't very expensive these days because they're like 20 years old.
Whatever the most recent version of an Xbox is, we have an Xbox One.
That's also 10 years old.
I know, but I don't remember what the most recent version of an Xbox is.
I don't even know either.
Because there was an Xbox, then there was the Xbox 360, and it's like you just totally came back around and started and ended where you started.
It doesn't make any sense.
It made zero sense. They did not consult any engineers for that naming.
No.
And then now it's the Xbox One, which I mean technically 360 is also one because it's one time around the circle. And I don't remember what it is now. My head's getting itchy from the tinsel. But I look so cute.
Oh, yeah? And take a look at this.
I'm sorry. I covered up your T-Rex with all of the decorations.
Oh, well, I am wearing a Christmas sweater. It's a T-Rex wrapping a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Have I worn this during Beervent? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I thought about wearing it during Beervent. I also thought about wearing it to work.
My sweater?
Yeah. I won an ugly Christmas sweater contest wearing one of your Christmas sweaters one year.
Oh, what was?
And that was before they knew that it lit up.
I forgot about that. Oh my God.
And as soon as and so I was like, oh, and it lights up too. And he's like, oh my goodness, you would have won even harder. Like it would have been less of a question.
Was that the R2D2 one?
No, it was the reindeer one.
Yeah.
Though I did see a video and it was a grandma complimenting her grandson's Christmas sweater that had reindeer on it. And the reindeer on it were making more reindeer. And it took her a very long while to figure out that the reindeer were making more reindeer.
I don't think that's appropriate for this podcast.
No, I would not wear that I would not wear that sweater on this podcast. Though there is a knitted hat pattern I can make that does have that on it. Because at this time of year, it pops up in my knitting groups all the time.
Why?
Because why not?
Because of decency and properness?
Yeah. I'm not making it.
One more rabbit hole before we close this out.
Only one? We're going to Midwestern goodbye, Beervent, Joe. This is definitely going to be our longest episode.
No, because then I have to edit it. But I sent you a video of someone on Instagram, and he was like, I wore this sweater to a Christmas party, and someone was like, oh, that's a very nice, ugly sweater. And he's like, I was so insulted by that, or something to that effect.
I don't remember this video. You said he sent it out to me on Instagram? I don't remember this.
It's by Nick, politician. And
oh, I vaguely recall this.
I forget what he said. It was really funny, though. It was really short.
It was. But I'm going to have to figure out where you sent it to me.
It would have been Instagram.
Oh, here it is. Oh, yeah. It was, oh, they have to go, no, so they have to go to an ugly Christmas sweater party. And he's like, I have to go out and buy an ugly Christmas sweater because all I have is this awesome Christmas sweater. And it's a sweater with a shark on it. And I mean, it's a pretty cool sweater. Or a sharker sweater with a shark on it.
That was a pretty funny video.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah. I mean.
And that was like literally our conversation probably a month ago. Like it was something like, you're going to wear that? That's an ugly Christmas sweater. I'm like, this is an awesome sweater. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Literally no one said anything at work about my Slay in It shirt other than like, that's a really cool sweatshirt.
I don't know what sweatshirt I was wearing when you said that, but it was something like, oh, you're wearing that.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, you were trying to insult it and call it an ugly Christmas sweater. And it was not appropriate and stuff.
I do not recall.
Yeah.
This does not totally sound like me, so I'm going to have to rack my brain for a bit to figure out when this would sound like me. It's probably some fancy event we were going to go to, and I was like, you're going to wear that? But we don't really go to fancy events, so I don't know. I don't remember. I need more context.
I might make you mess up.
You probably are, because...
Maybe it was a dream. Before we go any further and dish any more tea...
all the tea. Throw it into the harbor.
There were quite a bit of beers with tea in this.
There were.
At least two.
Hey, look at that transition I did.
I know, yeah. At least two. There's the West Side one / Gilligan's.
West Side, West Side.
And then there was the...
Rubio's tea.
It was a Juju Juice?
Jungle Juice. Which should be really easy to remember. Because that is also the name of the alcoholic beverage that is in the bathtub at a frat house that neither of us have ever dealt with. But I've learned a lot about it on TikTok.
You're not on TikTok.
Okay, on Reels. Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Tea. We spilled tea. There was tea in the beers.
There was. That was kind of interesting.
Yep.
And this beer is really nice as well.
I'm almost done.
I am almost done.
Present wrapping is going to be real fun.
Yeah, it is.
I have to go out into the freezing cold to get the presents.
It's not that cold.
Help me.
Is that your phone?
I don't know. We're at the point of the night where my watch doesn't tell me notifications anymore.
Well, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you
slam that like button, smash subscribe.
Easy, Rudolph.
That notification bell. I wanted to see when he would make me stop.
Yeah. Said, whoa there.
Whoa.
Whoa there, don't you know?
Oh, you betcha.
Yeah. Look at us being Midwesterners.
We Midwestern goodbye Beervent.
Yeah, we did. And you can follow us on all the social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Rumble, and X. And if you are listening on the audio platform, audio podcast in audio form,
5 stars.
yeah, give us that 5-star rating and review. Do it for the snowman and the penguin that she threw.
May they rest in peace until next Beervent season.
Yeah, she just threw. We just throw the tchotchkes that across the room. Do it for the penguin. Does the penguin have a name?
Hey, watch it, or I'll start throwing more of them. This episode ain't over yet.
Yeah. Does the penguin have a name? Do it for George. I don't know if that's his name.
It is not.
It is now.
No, I refuse for his name to be George. George is not the name of a penguin. He will have a name next year. Maybe, if he behaves.
George. His name is George. Do it for George. The penguin. George the Beervent penguin. And Jason, if you are listening to this, I expect that to be a beer, an exclusive beer next year. Make it a vanilla porter. Because it's a penguin's black and white and stuff.
Tuxedo.
Yeah. George the penguin. There you go. I can make that a beer. And if you aren't listening, Jason, I completely understand why. I killed Caroline. I killed the jingle bells. Oh my God.
I'm at Caroline Creates Crafts on Instagram. He's Craft Parenting Joe.
We'll see you again eventually.
Eventually.
And keep up with us on the social medias, and we will be back. We'll see you soon.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.